good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Want to say good morning, want to say good afternoon to all of you following SKTV and those of you also following us via through Truth FM 96.1 in Liberia, Truth FM 96.1 in Montserrado, Truth FM 96.1 in Nimba County. You are watching SKTV. I'm here today with my colleagues. Melbourne is here right now. Steve will be joining us momentarily. And we have a guest today called Moneyball, Mounir Keshen, aka Moneyball. Moneyball is a big supporter, a big campaigner of the CPP, of Alexander Cummings. And we saw a lot of things going on today. But Melbourne, trust me, people are getting energized. And I listened to a new song today again. And something is happening. You know, Liberian politics, even if you don't want to be, a troublist, if you don't want to be a sectionalist, if you don't want to be somebody who believes in those things, they can force you to jump into it. And what I witnessed today and listening to what I listened to in this song, I heard them saying that you got to support your own. Because the people continue to vilify and demonize Alexander Cummings, they does not have a base. I think some people from the tribe he's from, they found that offensive. It looks like those who continuously, telling him that you don't have a home, you don't have a base, you don't have a constituency. I think the global people, the people that speak global, and people forgot to know that the global speaking tribe is among the major or the largest, first largest three tribes in Liberia. And they are not limited to one county like Maryland. They are in Sano. They are in River G. They are in Grand Gide. Pretty much they are in the entire Southeast. But let me say this. All of you that are here, I want to encourage you to share this show because the conversation today is going to be very, very, very interesting and going to be fiery. The man who is on today, who is our guest today, Mounir Keshen, aka Moneyball, aka the General.
Fire for fire.
that man don't play, man. That man don't play.
Fire, yes.
Tell it like it is. He says it like he sees it, and he does not miss his word for a second. So yes, indeed, you want to encourage every one of you to share this show. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to play this song, the new song that I listened to today. And somebody called me from all the way Europe, begging me to play this song. I said, They said, yeah, well, you got to play this song here. Saying you're going to bring the general on, and the general is supporter of Ellis Cummings. You got to play the song that Cummings people want. I said, okay. I said, I ain't got a problem. So, folks, as we play this song, as you dance and, getting in your feelings and everything, we will encourage you to share the show. You have to share the show. All right?
President Weah was elected on a mandate to restore peace and change for Liberians. For many Liberians, especially the youth, he represented the possibility of a brighter future. Unfortunately, these last 5 years have seen a rapid decline in almost all aspects of national life.
Yeah, it's about King Kwadi Boss Poor, a bad boy chairman.
Different trace bar, different trace bar, different trace bar, different trace bar.
The country is far, the come with basic. 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 The country is far, the come with basic.
Change your song, girl, change your song. Change your song, girl, change your song. Lofa change their song, Paso change their song, Nimba change their song, Nimba change their song. Change your song, girl, change your song. Change your song, girl, change your song. Nimba change their song, Lofa change their song, Paso change their song, Nimba change their song.
The country is far, the come with basic. 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 May I tell you, bro, the honorable Messia, Alessandra people, man, the son of Mary. I can see my home and tell you in the lapa.
See the general dancing in the back.
People second way, Jado take you. We're gonna call away.
They want that chicken here. I can see it in the back.
The country is fun, the come with basic. 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 The country is fun, the come with basic.
We work on you, mess, we work on you. We work on you, mess, we work on you. I want people work on you. You want people work on you. I want people work on you. I want people work on you. We work on you, mess, we work on you. We work on you, mess, we work on you. I'm doing what I work on you. Raya work on you. Whatever work on you. If I work on you.
The country is fun, the come with basic. 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 The country is fun, the come with basic.
Yeah. Stand on Nivea. Jamel, Anthony Abwellan. In with the body. Fuck now, FIW. Give a deep money. I see you, baby. Lieutenant General. If you sell it all day. Takalaka. What PJ to you, player? I see you.
All right. I say we have to. We gotta bring the general on, man. We have no time to waste right now. The general gotta be on. So yes, indeed, they say the country you support, that communists will face it. And this man we are bringing on here today, Mr. Mounir Keshen, aka the General, he believes that communists not only win, but communists will win first round. General, I think this is your debut on SKTV. I want to say welcome to SKTV. And the SKTV family, we are happy to have you on here. And we appreciate you honoring our invite. and hopefully this will be the first of many.
Yep.
This will be the beginning of a long uh, standing relationship, and we will really love to have you on here as we do with a lot of other people. You are not stranger to Liberia. You're not stranger to Liberian politics. You're not stranger to Liberian activities. I got to know you a long time ago from the sports part of the
Yep.
thing, and that was I'm talking about that time. Somebody beginning when I born there. Yeah, most of them are involved right now in politics. They were not even born at that time.
No.
Yeah, so General, welcome to SKTV, and want to say thank you for joining SKTV, and we want you to take a time, introduce yourself to the people, those that don't know you.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself to them so we can know who is this man they call the General, and then we can start the conversation from there. But people,
Okay.
you got to share the show,
Share
and
this. Share it. Share it.
you forget to visit the Cash App.
Yeah. Share it.
Always you come here.
And thanks, Kenneth. I appreciate it. I'm humbled to be on your show for the first time, although I've called so many times. And also to Johnson, Maybon, I appreciate you. Keep up the good work. I know it's not an easy thing to sit in our studio and produce, but I'm happy and honored to be on this show today to express my views on Liberia and whatever. I want us to have an open mind. My name is Mounir Keshen. I've been around for long. I really participated. I got to understand politics through my late boss man, Serenius Fall, former Minister of Labor or political scientist. That is where I understood politics from. And my participation was 2018 when I actually played a major role when my brother was contesting, where I was able to visit 17 districts in Montserrado County. So I understand how Liberians feel, how they think. So I'm not a stranger to Liberian politics. I understand it to the best of my knowledge. But I hope we have a good conversation. I want those who listen on radio, I want you to just open your mind. What are you supporting George? Are you supporting Mr. Waka, or are you supporting Gonglo? I'm supporting Mr. Cummings. But I want us to open our minds and put Liberia in the center of all our conversation. And then we'll come from there and say, yes, at least we'll have something good. So, Kana, I'm happy to be here. I'm just no other person. I'm not here to promote myself. I'm all about Alex Cummings and the CPP. So this is not about Mr. Keshen. I'm not running for office, but I want a good Liberia. That is why I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. For folks listening to us in Liberia, you heard it for yourself. And if you are listening to us in Liberia today via Truth FM, we want to say welcome to SKTV. If you are in Australia, if you are in South Korea, if you are in China, because SKTV, inarguably, is one of the most followed platforms in the Liberian society. We are globally followed. That's why our audience are all over the place. By the time we open the line right now, you will see people calling from Australia, from China, from Europe, from South Korea, from Liberia, from all over the place. So that's why when we come here, we discuss issues. We don't discuss people. We discuss issues, and issues that matter to Liberia and the Liberian people. And as always, we like to do some housekeeping in protecting our guests and our audience. So when you come here, it is not a problem to disagree. It is not a problem to tell somebody, oh no, you lie. That's not true. That's okay. We are fine with that. But you cannot use certain words that are not acceptable. You don't use F word here. You don't insult people here. Disagree. That makes this platform unique from every other platform. We don't condone a lot of stuff. We discuss issues. So with that said, I'm going to start this conversation. Like I said, Mabel is here. Steve will be joining us shortly. But our guest today is the General, Mounir Keshen. He is here today to tell us his experiences during the last trip in Liberia. Even before that, Mr. Keshen, you always say Commies will win. First of all, before we go to that, why you decided to support Lieutenant Commies in these elections?
Well, to be honest with you, I was once a friend of President Weah. Maybe he don't consider me as friend anymore, but I was a friend and I still consider him as a friend. I want to say publicly thank you again that he texted me to sympathize with me on the death of my mother, which I appreciate it. But I never publicly supported President Weah, campaign for him, but I did work for him, his pictures, video, and we had these nice conversations. You know, he's my friend, and we talk politics behind the scene. But then 2017 came. President Weah did call me and say, listen, Mounir, 2017 election, I want you to play a role. And I was blunt with him, and I told him, I said, look, Mr. Senator, I am very disappointed. The exact word, I said, I am disappointed in you. Well, he thought I was trying to say something. I said, because it was not the arrangement when you became a senator, you were supposed to prove to the Liberian people that you are ready. And right there, he cut off the conversation. And then I said, okay. He said, I will call you back. I'm at the airport. And then I never heard from him. Then I started to hear from surrogates. My man, you got to come. And this, I said, listen to me. If President Weah cannot accept what I just told him, then why are you calling me? So just disregard. So I'm not going to participate in politics. But then I started to go through all the candidates. I look at Ben Ure. I start to look. And then this guy came across my page, Alexander Commies, who was trying to run at the time. When I look at his platform, I say, wow, this is a perfect candidate for Liberia. But I know Liberian people will not buy it. I said, but I go with my instinct. I don't support people because I know you or because you're my friend. When it comes to Liberia publicly, I think with my head, not my heart. So I said, listen, I started to do more research on Mr. Commies. And at the time now, people are calling me around, and I can still remember Magnus from the ANC invited me. I said, my mayor, leave me alone, man. I'm not into no politics. But this day, man, something just came to me and said, listen, that is the guy. You might not get it right, but that is the guy that will do better. So right there, I just came up my first Facebook page. I put it up and I went live and I said, listen, I'm going to endorse Ellis Cummings as president. And all my videos, I said, listen, we might not win, but I'm trying to make the case that we can get into a comfortable place. And after we went through that election, we came distant 5th place, which is a perfect team. 7% out of 22 candidates. You got the most popular man in Liberia, George Weah, and you got a ruling party. Definitely, you expect them to either come first or second. And we accepted the result. And then we started to move on. I congratulated President Weah. And all I was talking, I said, hey God, I hope Mr. Cummings remain in Liberia. Do not leave, because I know the Liberian politician. By the time the election ain't go their way, bam, they're out of the country.
Yep.
So Mr. Cummings proved me wrong that he was not going anywhere. I moved home. He retired already. I said, oh. But I think this guy would be the best. Even one time I came, I said, I prefer Mr. Cummings to go as senator. Trying to say this, don't leave this country. Do not go anywhere. But Mr. Cummings, as if he was listening to me. But then, listen, I never met Mr. Cummings. I never one day met Mr. Cummings until 2019. That was the first time I sat on a Zoom with Alex Cummings. And what Mr. Cummings told me shocked me, because we were 10 in our meeting. He said, if any one of you are in this room and you think you're supporting me because of something, I am not your guy. And you know, there's a special quote, but I can't remember who gave that. They say, a great leader is what you do behind closed door. For Alex Cummings to tell me behind closed door, where nobody listening to, and say, my man, if you want to support me, and you think because of certain thing or job, don't support me. Other people told us to support them behind closed door, and when they win, we get X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
So right there, I said, no, this guy is a leader. And we sat in our meeting, and this man listened to everyone speaking. Everybody gave the ideas. And then what surprised me, and I was surprised, but what carried me again, when he was answering my question, the first thing he did, he said, Mounir. I said, wow. He addressed me, called my name, and then answered the question. You see, that's the little thing I pick up from a good leader. Not a leader when I said this, then you say, oh, don't worry, I know about it. By the time you say, oh, I want the thing to be white, before you say, oh, no, I know. Because a leader, the leader is not the brightest in the room. He's not the smartest. The people that surround the leaders are the smartest. And then when I look at the ANC people, I start to see certain group of people. I say, wow, look at this people. The other person looking for a job. This person is well off in America. But they want good for Liberia. From there, I just pick up the Ellis Communist mantle and I started running with it. But all that, I never had 100% confidence that we could win. But I was still pushing it. But last year and this year, especially last year when the case was going on, we were fighting. And every time I call Liberia, I listen to people who could tell you, say, my man, that man is a good man. But that man is a good man. But. So I said, well, nobody can say nothing bad about him. And I started to make my own calls in this year. And I noticed that people start gravitating to this guy. But people don't want to come out. Even when I went to Liberia now, that's the one that really pushed me. So you see, I've been supporting the guy based on his vision for Liberia. It's not about him individually. Whether he got his money, I don't care about Ellis Cummings' money. But the vision, I've never in my lifetime to see a politician that tells you what he will do. All the time they just say, vote for me. They give you the long spider story. And this guy have gone through all the interviews. And I bet you, Sekou, I don't think you have anything to ask Mr. Cummings again. So nobody have nothing new to ask Ellis Cummings. And everything is lies. And that's how Ellis Cummings go from place to place. He's going from counties to counties. And for what I heard from the people, that's why I tell you that Ellis Cummings will win this election in the first round. And I'm 100% confident about it. Whether if we, then not if, I won't use the word if, like Lofa said, don't use if. When we win this election, it will be in the interest of all Liberians, the business people, whether you Muslim, you Christian, you Baha'i, you don't go to church, whether you whatsoever, whether you from CDC, any kind of party, Mr. Cummings look at everybody as a Liberian. And we're looking for managers. Sekou, you need to go to Liberia and open a station. But how can you open a station in Liberia? Government need to give you something. Government empower business people to hire people. It's simple. The government don't create jobs. All they there to do is to just create the avenue that you will go to Liberia, open a business, pay your fair share, and employ people. And say, oh, I just created 10,000 jobs through you. But government got to give you that security. Not to rob you off and then you don't get nothing. So I just see Ellis Cummings as a godsend. He's the best. He's the most prepared candidate. He is the only guy who retired and went into politics. That is one of the good things. I never, all these players, when they lose, they're going to go back to work.
Mr. Keshen, during this conversation, many times I will call you the general.
That's it.
Because that's the name you are known by. But, you know,
and listen, for the record, please, this is a reading glass. I know some people think I just wearing dark shades, but it's actually, I can see you guys very clearly. But it's not just a dark shades, it's a reading glasses.
That's okay. That's okay. We don't have problem with it. What we care about for the most part is your voice and what you're saying. Yeah. Especially a lot of people, we have been on here for 24 minutes. We have about maybe 1,300 people watching. And on the radio, we have hundreds of thousands of people watching throughout Liberia. So whatever you're saying here matter a lot, not just to those people watching you, watching the video, but people that are listening to you on the radio. So based on what you came up with that conclusion that Cummings can, not only Cummings can win, but Cummings can win first round, based on the data, or how did you arrive at the conclusion that yes, Cummings can win this thing?
Okay. Now you see, in Liberia, we got this thing. I might not be 100% right on data, but according to statistics, we got more silent voters in Liberia today than people who expose themselves out or are supporting communists, are supporting Bwaka. Because for my visit in Liberia, I never sat with a UP or ANC person. I don't even waste my time with the ANC people because I know who they're supporting. I don't waste my time with UP supporter because I know who they're supporting. I went around, I went to Bong County, I went to Nimba County. I reached to places where they told me, shut the cameras off. Look, Sekou, if you and myself have a conversation and say, please do not videotape me, I will respect you. Even if I videotape you just for my own little fun, but not to expose you. People told me to shut the camera off, and they said, listen, my son, Ellis Cummings is the only guy that can get us out of this thing. There are people who work in our ministry. They're only looking at Mr. Cummings. Hey, God, I hope that man can get in the first round. I would say, yes. I said, but let me ask you, who you think you're going to vote for? Where I will vote, I said, then you play your role. If you really believe that Ellis Cummings, then all you need to do, let your conscience vote. Even if you don't win, you will sleep sound. Because you cannot be complaining. You reach to a mountain and you say, hey, God, let mountain too high. What out? But you make the first step. So all you need to do, you just cast the vote if you believe he's a change candidate. And most of the people I see, majority are silent voters. They work in the government. They tell you how bad the government is. But you see, silent voters don't vote for a ruling party because why would I want to vote a ruling party and hide myself? And another thing, silent voters, majority do not go to a former ruling party that was already there because these people know them already. So what they do, they're looking at new candidates. They're looking at Tewan Gonglo. They're looking at Mr. Cummings. But the difference between Tewan Gonglo and Cummings being in the business, he started right after the election. He had been around the country. He been selling himself. So Tewan is still struggling. So there's no disrespect. We got 3 candidates we're looking at right now, which is Cummings. But guess what? The Liberian put Mr. Cummings in a 3rd place. Every time they say they do their polls, they put Mr. Cummings in a 3rd place. Why they put him in a 3rd place? He don't cross 3rd place. Now, campaign have not started. And you took Cummings and put him in the 3rd place. Cummings is just a heartbeat away to 2nd or 1st. Because you see a man who has 61% today complaining about Mr. Cummings 7%. You got somebody with 38% still complaining about Ellis Cummings 7%. That means they're afraid. And 2, Ellis Cummings is the most powerful opposition leader in Liberia that everybody is afraid of, that they don't want to meet him one-on-one. So they think that he might not get there. So they're trying to scare us. And guess what? If we don't campaign, we will not win. So what we're doing, we all in this race together. We're all there to compare notes. We're not disrespecting nobody. But I'm telling you that this man is the best. But for you to be convinced he's the best, I must tell you why you cannot vote for these 2 parties. Because we want to remove CDC. At the same time, I don't want to see UP coming back because it's almost like I'll be traumatized. I saw them, I fought them for the last 12 years, and we know what they did. They still cannot tell us about their good and some of their bad, and they want to come back to power. I don't have problem with the Liberian people one day, but I must tell the Liberian people, say, I hope in change, you move forward, not backward. I can't leave the mattress, go on the bed, because the bed is shaking. I must look for a better bed. I can't just go and take, so, you know what? Let me go back to the bed. No. So from my observation, from all the people I talked to, I know that Ellis Cummings got a 100% chance of winning this, unless we don't campaign.
So those who you listen to, those who you interview, those who you talk to, what are some of their major concerns when it comes to some of the reasons that are actually driving their decision to Cummings? What are some of the major concerns they have?
Okay, some of the major concerns, they believe that Mr. Cummings can fix the economy. They believe in that 100%, and they believe that even the way he carried himself for the last 6 years, Mr. Cummings have not been mingled with any corruption. All that thing, he with Belete, he with Louis Brown, when they Facebook talk and that propaganda, the people on the ground will not tell you that. They say, oh, but this Mr. Cummings, man, you can't see we live all over the place just doing things. All you see Mr. Cummings engaging the people. And whenever Mr. Cummings come on radio, he explained his platform. The people want to work. The people want to go to school. And that is the message Mr. Cummings giving them. He said, listen, we'll have a free education. We'll have a living wage. Nobody speak about living wage. These are the things that people look for. People tell you that the only man that can rescue or fix Liberia, not rescue, but fix Liberia, is Ellis Cummings. Because he talk about it. He tell you about the economy. This, we got to do this. We got to give business people money. So everybody is about jobs, jobs, jobs. But how to do it, how to get a job? You got to empower the business people. So even if you listen to the businessmen, some of the business guys, the crook ones prefer to remain with the crook politician because they're making more money. But the other businesses that are struggling, they believe that if Ellis Cummings is president, the port of entry will be very easy, and they will pay their share, but not to make it too hard, and, just to kill people, because you can't kill the small business. So the biggest problem is job creation. And when you listen to Ellis Cummings, they believe that he the only person can rescue. There's a boy I met. Even Siddiqui was there. He called me and said, hey, Chief, the only man. And you know who speak, you know who saying anything? Or Zogo. So I asked another Zogo, I said, but what they boy looking at that you not see? He said, Papa, only that man, our Brabi. I said, we are Brabi. He said, only we are, I'm sorry, only Mr. Cummings can help us right now. I said, but how you gonna help you? He said, I voted for him 2017. He said, I am 35 years old, my son, my big brother. I said, what, 35 years old and still in the street? I said, but your friends went to where? He said, yeah, we ate the money, they get all money, we ate it. But I tell you, this time around, I can't vote for President Weah. I will not vote. My vote will go back to the same Mr. Cummings. If the people here agree for, but I know that people can fix it. When you hear the common man saying these things, you ask yourself the question and say, wow. But all we need to do is to continue to talk to them. Misinformation is our problem. People give you wrong information that you never heard in your life. Let me give you one story. This guy told me the only problem he had with the CPP, that they went to a convention and Musa Belete stole the election and gave it to Mr. Cummings as the standard bearer, and Mr. Bwaka walked away. I said, what? Another kid on the motorbike said, Allah. I said, wait, let the man explain. After the man explained, I said, that's not true. He said, the people, let me hear from you. Now we ran at the intersection in Cottington. We're sitting there. So when I explained, he said, oh, but what the people say, oh, but you think I left in there? No. I continued the conversation, and he was able to say, wow, but then Papa, you're right, oh, that's true. Well, I got to start thinking better than this. When you don't talk to them, you walk away, it's a problem. They carry the information different way.
General, thank you so much. I want to take this time to welcome the birthday man, Steve Bully, aka Moses. Steve Bully's birthday was yesterday. We celebrated the birthday.
Sorry for hangover, man.
Yeah, we celebrated my birthday yesterday, and it was so. I say we ate meat. We got there eating meat. Everybody start packing meat to get to their houses.
I know.
It was not easy. So, Steve, it wasn't easy yesterday. I know you were sleeping up to now. You still enjoying your birthday. Well, I want to welcome you. I want to stay, say happy birthday to you. The birthday still continue. And the general, I want to say something. I want to ask you before I go to Steve and Mabon here. From 2017, we are in 2023. All we've heard, Cummings does not have a base. Cummings does not have a base. Cummings does not have a constituent. What we saw in the past few days in Plibo, honestly, when I saw it, I thought that was somebody told me, no, that happened there. So today, I saw Cummings in River G. Fishtown, to be specific. I'm hearing some things then that I am not accustomed to hearing when it comes to Cummings. Do you think the global speaking people or the people of the Southeast who were told that communists does not have family, does not have home, does not have base. Do you think they take offense to that? They are now, embracing their own?
Sekou, when people use that word about base,
Yeah.
not only in Africa, Mr. Cummings' constituents are the young people, are the hard-working nurses, the people in civil service who need to be paid, the smart police, the smart military people, Liberians who need change, who want jobs. These are the people you look at. But when they talk about base, the Southeast, let's just say Maryland, I don't know why they even talk about it all the time. Mr. Cummings, 2017, the most popular Liberian ever was George Weah. He came first. Mr. Cummings came second in Maryland County. Mr. Cummings was not born in Maryland County. His father left Maryland when he was 10 years old. And like other people, they say, oh, you Moria man, you Morovia man. We need to stop it. Even if Maryland County vote 20 times, would that make Mr. Cummings a president? No. You need a vote in all the counties. So we got votes in Lofa County. It was proven that Lofa County voted for Mr. Bwaka overwhelmingly. He could not even win the presidency. So we don't worry about that. But the people of Maryland and the people in the Southeast try to prove to the Liberian people that don't tell us about our son.
Yeah.
He's our son. He's a struggling child like you. And he's telling us that we are part of it, and every counties are part of this thing. When he entered that place, you saw what happened. Well, it's up to them. We leave it to them to judge. We leave it to them to judge. Under the rain. They braced the rain. They was under that rain. And they were soaking wet, and they show up. And guess what's going to happen? They will get their own breaking news. The grand crew, the whatsoever, the seditious are there. They know that Mr. Weah, who tried to push himself that he was actually born in a grand crew, and we all know he was not born there. He was born in Montserrado. They are shifting over to ANC right now to CPP.
Okay. Now, you just said something that I've been talking about throughout, and I think most of you who are supporters of Cummings are still struggling to transition from the statement of ANC as opposed to CPP.
CPP.
I know a lot of people are struggling with it, but I think people need to pay attention to it. I listened to a program today wherein I learned that there are people, a certain representative from Grand Crew County, switching from
CDC.
PDC to the CPP. But the journalists that were talking about it, for all indication, I could tell from that person that they were struggling to accept the fact that there is a CPP. That person continued to say ANC, ANC, ANC. They don't want to recognize CPP. Forgetting the fact that there will be no party on the ballot called ANC in this 2023 election. So they want people to believe that the CPP does not exist. Because the name CPP has defeated Jovia twice. And in crucial elections. So their recognition of CPP, it will empower CPP, make CPP powerful, make them bigger, and make them stronger. So what they do, they try to make it look like there is nothing like CPP. So when you're supporting Cummings, we are not CPP, we are supporting ANC. But then those people who are making that, statement, they are doing it to minimize the CPP. Equally so, some ANC people, some of them, they are doing it willfully. Some of them, they are doing it mistakenly. They still think that if they can only stay with the same CPP, ANC will look kind of like got missing in the picture. No. We are in a collaboration. That collaboration is the one that is going to be on the ballot. But every day you stay saying ANC, ANC, ANC is nothing. When it comes to CPP, CPP is bigger than both ANC and Liberty Party.
Yeah.
Two is bigger than one. So you got to get used to it. All of the ANC people then that continue to ANC. Let me tell you something. If this election was going to remain with just ANC, you're still going to be struggling to attract the people. Because you know what? United Party people and CDC people, they successfully branded the ANC as a bunch of elitists, bunch of people who know nothing about Liberia, bunch of people who are there, they think that they reach their educator, bunch of people who think that they can just come and take the power of the in the country and come and take over the country. They are a bunch of rich people. They in America there, they educated people. They see nothing wrong with other ordinary people. But when it was blended, you say CPP. You saw how CPP destroyed George Weah in Montserrado. We saw how the CPP did in the entire country during the 2017 election. 2020 senatorial election. So people who are confusing you, they will continue to say ANC, ANC. When the voter walk to that booth to vote, you're not going to see anything like ANC. They will be confused. So you ANC people then, you got to get used to that CPP thing. If you continue to do it, you're going to cause a lot of self-inflicted wounds on yourself, and it could cause you a defeat because you'll be taking away vote from you. People got confused. They'll come to that voting booth. They don't even know who they're voting for. They're voting for Commish, but Commish is going to be there as CPP. All the candidates that were the CPP, they're going to be there CPP. There'll be nothing like ANC. So people need to get used to that. Until they can get used to it, their detractors will use it to their advantage. So I just want to say that.
I agree with you on that. I was in a little short conversation in Liberia where my friends were joking and they asked this girl, "Do you know CPP?" She said no. "Do you know CDC?" She said yes. UP? She said yes. ANC? She said yes. She know ANC, but she know CPP. Which I myself sometimes make that mistake, but I continue to tell even in the ANC we got to use the word CPP. On the CPP logo, you will see the ANC logo on there. You will see the Liberty Party. And I agree with you 100%. We should continue to use the name CPP because our distractor, our opponent are always using ANC. So we should not, anytime they say ANC, we tell them say no, there is no ANC, there's CPP, which I agree. But I just want to clarify something. You see, this is how we get false information about one of our viewers. You asked about Alex Cummings' base. We never talk about political party base. In Liberia, political party don't even have base. We deal with individual. Oh, because you're from Lofa County, you're from Maryland. This man's telling me I live in America, but I ain't knowing of political party constitution. In America, the Democratic Party and New Jersey will vote for the Democratic Party, even if they bring a dog. But that candidate will have to brand himself. Maybe he will appeal to the young voters. Maybe he'll be appealing to college voters or the white collars. That is what they look at. But the New Jersey will always vote Democrat. We know that. But in Liberia, no political party got a base that the individual we're looking at. So when you tell me where is Lofa County base? Then I'm sorry, where is a Unity Party base? So we should say that Lofa County? No. So please, my friend, don't give nobody wrong information. And I want people to know, listen, I want to show this to him. I am voting in Liberia. I will cast this vote for Alex Cummings. Only when the old man take my life, but this vote will be cast in Liberia.
Okay, Mounir, let me say this. Because I'm going to go to Steve now, and I'm going to step out for a second. But before I go, I want to say this. Like you said, if parties had particular county as a constituency, then that means the day GNB is no longer the Senate Bureau for the UP, then UP will have no more base. Right?
Nowhere they will find new place.
So maybe the person that will become the Senate Bureau will become that will be the base. But let me say this to people. Tribal politics in Liberia is real.
Yes, it is.
Tribal politics in Liberia is real, and people are using it to their advantage. The people of Maryland County, the Southeastern, the people that speak global, I saw it, I said it the other day, with a women group saying that Maryland or global women for commies in Montserrado, I saw it. They were in good number. Now, what I saw yesterday, day before yesterday, and today, I think the people of Maryland and the global speaking people, they feel insulted for somebody to say they are nobody. To say they are son, you have no constituency, you have no base. What about us? They will say, what about us? So we're not Liberians?
Yeah.
Oh, we're not together? Now they are taking offense to it. Steve, I saw something today. Traditional attire. They gave Mr. Kumi something to eat today. The tradition was in clear display today. I saw it.
Yes, we did it.
And that was like, wow. So that means to see CDC representative switching from CDC to CPP in Grand Crew County.
More to come.
I think the Southeast is about to witness a rude awakening. I'm not sure how far it will go, but this is going to be big for the CPP people there. I think they should embrace it. And you know, yesterday off record, I was speaking with Jimmy Musa Ability. I said, boy, what's going on in this place here? We're not on the show, on the phone. I asked him. I said, what's going on in the Southeast? He said, Sekou, I told you. And I said it on your show. He said, wait till you see Kwangide, Sano, the other part of the Southeast. Then you call me later and ask me. So they know something we don't know. So Steve, I'm going to step out a little bit. I will leave you with the general and Mabel for a second. I'm going to take a short break. I will be back, but you guys can continue the show, Steve.
Thank you, Mr. Kone. The general, welcome to the show. Happy belated birthday to you. And again, have my sympathy.
I see why you myself with friend Dave. Not do your Jimmy not born to. Hey, my man.
Don't mind Melbourne. Melbourne gonna be born all the way in January or February.
That hard time there.
Yeah, the beginning of the year too. It's gonna be easy. You pay all the
Yes. Anyway, happy belated birthday, bro. I just sitting quietly and just waiting for you and see how. But why is it that in fact you're not putting up that up 7 o'clock, so we're gonna break 15 minutes of news. So Sekou, Steve,
yeah,
we have our news break.
Yeah, while you going for the news break, we'll be here. Let me just bring our people up to speed really quick, and I got some questions from Mounir here. The people who join us on the radio later. We want to say thanks to Milborn. Milborn, when you are ready, signal us, please. Milborn will signal us when he's ready after the news bulletin. I didn't want to interrupt the general's flow, but just before I ask the general questions, I want to say thanks to all of you for the birthday wishes, the prayers. Every day we're getting younger by the grace of God. Every day we're getting younger. I think you can see the general there. The man came from Labrador. The man just looking fresh, get a new money. Yeah, the man looking too super. But I won't bother. Now, behind the whole conversation, we'll have that conversation because the general got to be investigated off record. If you're just joining us, please help us share the show. Thank you for tuning into SKTV. Today we play host here to the general. The general is not a stranger to SKTV. He's been here before. General, I wanted to ask you this question amidst the Southeastern thing that's going on. Most recently, we saw the reporting from the Southeast. It seemed like the numbers in the Southeast, it seemed to have quadrupled, or it seemed to have gotten to be a lot. Do you think with what we're seeing from the Southeast, do you think this momentum for the CPP in the Southeast would guarantee Mr. Alexander Cummings, Alan Bronston, and the CPP at large a walk in the park for the second round?
100%. In fact, I just want to say the Southeast. The momentum of the CPP kicked in when Charlene Bromskin was announced. That is when that momentum kicked in and we stay moving. And just because of Charlene, we have had a lot of young people, educated kids, college kids, coming over to the CPP, gravitating to her. Because you see, it's almost like the gateway to the 21st century, where Mr. Cummings is showing it to the world, to the Liberian people, say, listen, it is time for the young people to take over. Look at this lady that I'm carrying. And then going in the Southeast, this was a planned program. We took our time. The people been calling Mr. Cummings. In fact, we show it to them that when we had the first program in District 14, they said, oh no, they tracked them from all over. No problem. But we say, okay, we're going to go over to Maryland and let us go see our son. Like what and what his name was saying, Conan. You know, they disrespected the Southeasterners so much, especially the group of people. Oh, you're nothing. Who is Mr. Cummings? You don't even know Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings is nobody. You can't downplay a little tribe because you think they are little. Yeah, they're strong, man. We know what the people from Maryland can do. They are warriors. So they show up this time and they prove to the Liberian people, we will take our son to the place. And when we take you into that place, that means we welcome you with our open arms. And that is what they show us today. From the day he entered, he's going to go to Grand Cru. He might go to, I think, Grand Jide. So I will be blunt and open to everyone on the show. The Southeast, don't overlook the Southeastern, because they will go overwhelmingly for Alex Cummings. Because we have one already who have failed them. So at least they got another one. Like one of my friends can always say, oh, the Southeast, they been in power before. But I will always tell them, the last two presidents never came from the Southeast. So we need to stop telling our people that Chancellor is not from the Southeast. Ellen Johnson was not from the Southeast. The vice president was not even from the Southeast. So let us stop talking about President Todman, who was president, and then they want to talk about Doe, and they know. But the fact of the matter is all about Liberia. Mr. Cummings, don't even tell the people to say, I will take Maryland above anybody. No. Mr. Cummings, don't show. He look at every county to be important, because the children in Maryland going through the same hardship with the children in Lofa County. The schools in Nimba County going through the same hardship than in Sano. Everything is Monrovia. Only the city, not even the surrounding of Monrovia. So Mr. Cummings looking at everybody as Liberian. Put Liberia first, then you put your county second, and then you talk about tribe. But we need to slow down with the tribal. At the end of the day, if you take your county, attach it to a county, if you take your political party and attach it to a county, you will never win election in Liberia. You will never win election in Liberia.
Thank you, Mounir. Thank you so much. I want to, now that we've talked about the Southeast, we've seen Mr. Cummings over the weekend. He was in his county of origin or birth. Today we see that he transitioned from there to River G, or however you want to term it. We don't know necessarily his next step, where that would be. Grand Cru, okay. Because we don't have access to his itinerary here. But here's another question I want to ask you. I want to bring in Lofa, and I want to zoom in on them one by one, because these are big counties. Montserrado and Nimba County, but not forgetting Bong County. So I want us to speak about them one by one. From the past elections result, We know that for a fact that Mr. Alexander Cummings did very, very, very well in Montserrado. And Montserrado is a hugely populated area. My question to you is, you were on the ground. You were in Montserrado and other counties. Do you think Mr. Cummings will do better than he did in 2017 in Montserrado? If so, how and why?
Okay, Mr. Cummings will do better than what he did in 2017. According to ANC and CPP database, you got the Liberty Party and you got the ANC. What we have registered, the amount of people who register in Montserrado County, we are confident that we can win Montserrado County. You see, with the party of statistics, we love the numbers. But the other guys, some people look at numbers, all the fake numbers. The ANC and the Liberty Party, they are so curious about numbers. When we look at our database and see how many persons from there have registered to vote, then I can tell you that we will win Montserrado County Camp 2017 with the amount of people that have registered and the people that we're talking to. Because even other people who from other parties who have registered are also gravitating to us. They get a lot of independents who register, and we know that we're going to tap into it. So actually, Montserrado is a struggle state. We're going to fight on it. But from my past record, 18 months, and we came 10 in Montserrado, that's a good chance for us. Because imagine a ruling party. Yes.
But Mounir, I will hold you there because let me hold you there, please. The CDC still claim that they have Montserrado. The Unity Party still believe, even though Colonial Kra, after the 2017 election, ran in Montserrado County District 13, she got flogged. The Unity Party is passing around these few days saying that they have a slogan or they have a saying that they want to reclaim Montserrado. You have a huge fight here with the CDC saying that they want to reclaim Montserrado by having Sir Joseph. And for the record, Senator Darius DeLong is a CPP senator. My question is, how do you defeat the CDC and the Unity Party who have ran Montserrado or have had Montserrado under the belts for the past 17 years and a half, almost 18? How do you defeat them in Montserrado?
Well, which is true, but they were defeated in 2020 by four political parties, which I agree. But I will tell you, most of the trucking that CDC did, that's not their members. People earn their money and they follow you and they register. They're going to vote. After you pay them, yes, they're going to vote for the representatives, but at the end of the day, when it comes to the presidential one, they will decide where to go. But from our campaigning in Montserrado County, we are satisfied with the work so far. We are the only party so far campaigning in Montserrado. Maybe you find CDC doing the same thing, but every one of them still basing on the past performance. CDC is still doing the same thing. Only the representatives, they're struggling for themselves. When you go in District 2, you see the CDC representatives struggling to do things, but you won't find an actual party because everybody fighting for themselves. When you look at UP is still relying on past results. But for us, we know our position. We came 5th place in the election, and we are proud 5th supporters with 7%. That is what motivates us, because we know our past, and then we look at our past and go to the future. So we're not lying that we never took 5th place, but we came 3rd in Montserrado. So for Montserrado, we know our standing. That is why Mr. Cummings is going in the other counties, because we're trying to tell people that, listen, we will decentralize Liberia if Mr. Cummings comes to power. So if anybody thinking that ANC is nothing in Montserrado County, trust me, you're living in silly tule. You're living in a fantasy world, because we're doing the work. We into the communities. We've been doing the little potholes. Now today, everywhere you see Mr. Cummings when the campaign open, you will see the crowd. We're not paying nobody to go there. It's not our work. We started it from the 3 months after the election. Our work is the one that giving us the result today. When you practice, you will win. If you don't practice, you will lose. So let them go ahead and say what they want to say.
So I want to skip Maggie B. The country I originated from, the country I was born in. Even though I'm Lofien, but I want to skip Maggie B. And the reason I want to skip Maggie B because Maggie B, Montserrado, they're all right there. And more likely so,
The same people.
Maggie B tends to lean towards whoever really wins Montserrado to the larger extent. But let's move on to Bong County. I want to move on to Bong County. And again, my fellow Magibians who are listening, with no disrespect to our country, you all know our country is a powerful country. You already know. But we just got to skip it today for safety and security reasons. Let's get to Bong County. Bong County seems to be a play and seems to be vulnerable at this point, considering no vice presidential candidate was picked from there by any of the opposition. However, we still have Joy Howard Taylor from the CDC. We still have Joy Howard Taylor from the CDC, who is from Bong County. We have a couple of representatives that are also in line with the CDC. We saw Nathaniel Magid doing some work in Bong County just before he was sanctioned. We haven't seen so much of the Unity Party presence in there. However, they do have a senator there who was a long-term representative, who, as a matter of fact, also served as the co-chairman on Ways and Means. And he's from the Unity Party camp. There seems to be a battle in Bong County. What is the CPP's chances? Or what are the CPP chances of winning Bong County? What do you say about Bong County?
Okay. Bong County, we will be going to Bong County very soon. There will be a major endorsement will be done in Bong County. We are working on Bong County. But you see, look, Bong County is a strange place. Nobody should overlook the Pele people. They are the largest tribe in Liberia, but they think for themselves. They don't vote in black. I will tell you today, they're not like the people from Riverside and from Grand Bassa or Lofa County. The Pele people do not vote in black, but what they do, they vote on the issues. So why you think Magay tried hard? He did everything in Bong County and they rejected him. These people are very smart people. They said, listen, we're not taking you. You can build all your houses and whatsoever. But we got people on the ground. We got Yala. Senator Yala, whatever we said, he lost the first election, but he was a senator before, and he got base. He got people there who support him. We got a lot of other, we got Flomo there. We got a lot of people on the ground who support the ANC. So they're doing all the work. Campaign have not started yet. So, but we got people who have been touching. We got these cells. All we need to do is to just activate the cells. So you will see Charlene and Mr. Cummings in Lofa in Bong County, and you will see our presence. But right now, it's a no man's land. They even when I say no man's land, CDC cannot claim Bong County right now. Even the Unity Party cannot claim it because Bong County can go anywhere based on who gave the best message and how the campaign goes. So right now, I can't tell you say we can win Bong County, but we got a chunk of votes in Bong County. And for what we see so far, when we start the campaign, there will be a lot of things that will happen in Bong County in favor of the CPP. I can tell anybody that.
Okay, so you are not 100% betting on Bong County. However, you are not rooting all the chances.
I'm not rooting all the chances because we have not started yet. But we got people there that support us, former government officials, former senators that support the CPP, and these people are working. They're going around. And, you got the vice president from Joa. They told her plain blank that, listen, don't count on us. You got Moriba, who is George Moluba, who is the NPP chairman, who think that he can take the Bong County back to the CDC. But it's a hard thing. But the Pele people, I'm telling you, They are people who you cannot just convince because of money or whatsoever to follow you. They should see the tangibles. And this government have not delivered for them. So it will be very hard. Even the UP government, yes, they got a senator who from UP, Moi can't go and tell the people that, oh, you got to vote for this candidate or whatsoever. But I will tell you, everybody is looking at Alexander Cummings. And someone say, well, how will Alexander Cummings get there? All you need to do, if you believe in him, cast your vote. Then you will understand how he will get there. And that is the message we're giving to our people.
Okay. Cast your vote and we'll tell you how you will get there. Let's move fast forward to Nimba County. Nimba County seems to be very, very, very divided. Very, very. And the reason I say this before I ask you my question about how the CPP intends to win, or let me use the word I will know, capture Nimba County, is because of the fact that we have Tiawan Gonglo in the race. Tiawan Gonglo is from Nimba County. Not only Tiawan Gonglo himself, Tiawan Gonglo's sister, Edith Gonglo Webb, she comes also with a huge name recognition in Nimba County. And her brother is on the ballot. From all indications, as far as we are concerned in the public, she still supports her brother. So that means, in other words, you have two well-respected, renowned Nimadians on the ballot. Let's move far forward. The other Nimadians are on the ballot. We have Jeremiah Kuhn, and we also have Prince Johnson on the ballot as well, because there is no way in this world that will separate Jeremiah Kuhn and Prince Johnson. It wouldn't make any sense. Those who try to do that, they're doing it in deception, because Jeremiah Kuhn is Prince Johnson is Jeremiah Kuhn, like it or not. You have both of them on the ballot, which are two sons of Nimba. The history of Nimba also shows that Prince Johnson has been considered, or has considered himself, self-imposed title, Godfather of Nimba County. You also have the CDC that has been making some strong presence and move in Nimba County, whether you like it or not. They've been able to recruit ex-generals and some leaders of Nimba County through the instrumentalities of Jefferson Koji and others. You can't take that away from the CDC. My question to you, with all of this at play, would Joseph Yuma Bwaga feeling and thinking that Jeremiah Kuhn would deliver Nimba County to them amidst all of this? How does the CPP think or believe they're going to win Nimba County?
Okay, good. The first thing, Nimba County, I went to Nimba County. I spent 4 days in Nimba County before the CPP convention in Nimba County. You see, the people of Nimba, yes, they divided when it comes to the Gio and the Mana. I believe that Tiawan Gonglo would take bulk of the Mana votes. He would take bulk of them. And which is Edith Gonglo, and I want to say publicly for the information that I got, she will be contesting, maybe independent, and I know she'll be supported by CDC. CDC is doing everything to stop Mr. Prince Johnson, who continued to insult people on his pulpit. But remember this: we during the 2017 election, Mr. Cummings had a good show out in Nimba County. He came 4th next to UP. But I will tell you today in Nimba County, I'm not from Nimba. The competition in Nimba County is between the CDC and the CPP, not the UP. ANC and the Liberty Party, the CPP now, got a very good base. They got the sons of Nimba who are running on the CPP ticket. And you see, one of the things in Liberia is that running for senator and representatives are 2 different things. Why? Ask yourself the question: why up to present, Jeremiah Kuhn and the Bwaka and Jeremiah have not gone to? They are not going to Nimba County yet, because they're supposed to be in Nimba. They had the first appointment, they canceled the 3rd. They're going to the 4th now. Every time they try to go, they're not seeing their way. Yes, Jeremiah Kuhn won the senatorial race, but when it comes to the presidential race, do you think the people of Nimba County want to bring UP back to power? I doubt it. Mr. Prince Johnson, Senator Prince Johnson just gave a false information that all the elders in Nimba County came out and said they're going to support Mr. Bwaka. The people just reacted to it. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Prince Johnson too is fighting for his survivor to win the senatorial seat. So going there with Mr. Bwaka is another problem for him. So I will tell you, when was the last time Mr. Bwaka and the CPP and the UP went to Nimba County? It was just 1 year ago. But we've been sleeping in Nimba County. Mr. Cummings have done a lot in Nimba County compared to Prince Johnson. The Nimba Community College, the engineering department, the college, the building was built by Ellis Cummings. But Mr. Prince Johnson built his own personal university to get money. Mr. Cummings spent a contributor to most of the farmers in our place. When they come to the hospital, the Jackson Doe Hospital, Mr. Cummings contributed, the Cummings Foundation. But Mr. Bwaka, Mr. Prince Johnson chose to spend his money on himself. When was the last time the Unity Party went there to help farmers or to help teachers? It was Alex Cummings. So we got a good show in Nimba. And I would not be surprised if we win Nimba County. I can tell you today, don't look at Alex Cummings 6 years ago, 2017. He is not the Alex Cummings 2017. Imagine the man came from nowhere. He took 5th in an election where they got 22 candidates. He beat Bernard Ure. He beat most of the guys who were living and doing things in Liberia. Today you want to overrule him, you're wasting your time. They're wasting their time. But we're not giving up. We are between two mountains. For the last 17 years, the people saw Liberty, they saw Unity Party and ANC. We must campaign. It is not the fact that we're not overlooking them. But if we don't campaign, they will win. And the Liberian people will get stuck with two parties that we don't need. So what we're doing, we're only comparing notes. Mr. Cummings is a better guy. He has the platform. He talked about infrastructure, electricity, internet. Then he said job creation. That's how you, when infrastructure create jobs. Then he talked about farming. He talked about agriculture. Then he went all the way to education. He said we got to train our teachers. You can even put all the buildings up. If you don't train the teachers, there will be no good education. Then he talked about government of inclusion. So all these things he's saying it. The other side is not saying it. So the Liberian, the people in Nimba County understand they are business people. And they know that Mr. Cummings is a businessman. They're looking for managers. They're looking for someone who will fix the economy. When you go to Nimba County today, you'll be surprised. The place is booming, but the government is not even helping them. They're doing it on their own. Government's supposed to give them loan, small businesses. Nobody is saying it. Cummings said, we will do it. We will put this $20 million aside and do it. That's the only way we will move forward. We're not looking for politicians anymore to lead because politicians don't even have the heart. They are not brave people. We want somebody who knows the economy to fix it. If you don't know it, you will not fix it. You must understand to fix. We're not talking about politicians anymore.
So, Mounir, let me hold you there because on the weekend, Jeremiah Kuhn was throwing jabs at the CDC and the president, and he did allude to the fact that they are going to be in Nimba County very soon. And the only reason why, according to him, they canceled the trip to Nimba County is because the president, every time they set up a date, the president will run there and say they are going there. So they didn't want to follow them. They didn't want to go behind them. But on a bigger note also, I think I read somewhere that stands to be corrected by anyone else who read it. Correct me, please, if I'm wrong. That they are planning to be there the weekend of the 24th and the 25th in Nimba County of June. So that's approximately 2 weeks from now or less.
And CDC will be there to the same time. That same date. It's the fact. CDC going to be there on that same day. It's the problem. Look, they're fighting with each other. They understand each other. Let's be honest here. Jeremiah Kuhn worked with President Weah. Jeremiah Kuhn built a hospital. Today, the land is still in the name of Jeremiah Kuhn. And gave it to the government, and the government subsidized and gave him money back. These are the games they were playing with the Liberian people money. Today, whether they're not in bed or not, it's their CDC problem. They and CDC going to fight. They and CDC going to do whatsoever they want to do. CDC said they will be on the other side. They will be on the other side. So it's that problem. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you sleep with the devil, when you sleep with someone, you break up with a fleas, the way you make up your bed, that's what's going to happen. Jeremiah Kun, and I want to put this publicly challenge. Jeremiah Kun said he's a businessman. I challenge Mr. Kun to publish the taxes that he paid to government when he was running his businesses in Nimba County. And let Mr. Cummings show his taxes that he paid to the government from the day he been living in Liberia. Let us show the taxes. They said this man is a businessman. Oh, he sold gas, he did this. Show your taxes that you actually pay money to this government that I sold $10 and I gave the government 4%. Show the taxes. Let them stop running around and say they are fake entrepreneurs. You sell gas on the sidewalk. Show us the people that you empower. When they were selling the gas for you, show us the gas station you built. That some of their lives changed today. They all got money from taxpayer. He was on the Ways and Means Committee. We know how much he received from President Weah. Now today, they're fighting among each other. We're waiting for them. Just how they do the border, you know, when you sit and you see two elephants fighting, you wait when they finish, then we come there to them. But these two guys, these two parties are bad for Liberia. CDC and the UP, they are toxic for Liberia. We must tell our people the truth. If we want to change Liberia, we must go another way.
Why would you say, and maybe you can give me clarity here or context on this answer you provided. Why would you claim that Tawan Gonglo would win Nimba County?
No, I said he would take chunk of the vote
from
the minor side. I'll be, you know, these people, they divided, you know that. They name the Gio and the minor, whether you put them aside and they get a minor man in the race, definitely Tawan would take it. But winning Nimba County, I doubt it. Winning Nimba County, because I can tell you, I listen to people, Tawan himself never supported a lot of people in Nimba County, and they got a serious problem with him on that. But winning Nimba County, I can't guarantee, but I know he will take chunk of the vote. But at the same time, they got the UP, they're all going to be fighting over vote. Look, CPP is in a comfortable place that nobody can take vote from. We are in a position where nobody takes vote. We already bringing people to us, people who want change. Now the people who will be fighting over the vote in Nimba County will be the UP, will be the CDC, and the Tawan Gonglo. Because people who support political parties, especially opposition, most of them are committed people. Now you got UP coming back. They want to take state power. They were once 6 years ago ruling party. Do they have the same people? Oh yes, Abache coming back, but is the other members coming back? No. Ruling party always get all kinds of people supporting you. Let us show the roster. I challenge UP. UP can never expose registered member and tell me how many members they have. Not because they were ruling party yesterday. If Joshua was doing good, everybody was switching over to President Weah. But because CDC started to blunder in the first 2 years, everybody checked and said, no. This year is looking. Today what happened? They live in the CDC. They want to go back on the other side. They think that Liberian people will just get up and say, okay, no, since yesterday, the people stole $5 and these other people stealing $10, then they better no, road are road, any way you put it. Change is what matters. We voted for change 2017. We must vote for change 2023. We must move forward, not backward.
So Mounir, are you saying that the Unity Party will not be able to win Nimba County, even though you have Prince Johnson and Jeremiah on the ballot?
They will not win Nimba County.
Why is that though? Why is that?
I don't see the pathway. Carrying Jeremiah Kun as a vice tenor bearer, the people in Nimba County don't want Mr. Bwaka. They will not vote for Mr. Bwaka. They will not bring UP back to power. They all looking at it. I'm telling you, I listen to people. So if you think Jeremiah is the only son of Nimba County, then we'll get it wrong. Because we got a lot of sons and daughters of Nimba County that are member of the ANC and member of the LPP, which is member of CPP. So these people will vote. But I will tell you today, there is no way. Look, UP had a chance because they were ruling party at the time. And once you are ruling party, you win Nimba County. How can you win? So and guess what? Prince Johnson will not really campaign for Mr. Bwaka in Nimba, because Prince Johnson is afraid that if he goes publicly to campaign for Mr. Bwaka, he will lose vote. Look, winning a senatorial position, it still doesn't guarantee that your supporters will follow you when you come to the presidency. So I could vote for you. Let's go over Cooper, Mr. Cooper from Magibi. This man won the senatorial race overwhelmingly. When he ran for president, what happened? He got nothing. Even in his own company, in BWR, where he sent people to school, he have a free school over there. They voted against him. So running for president is different. Nobody vote for vice president. Who got the platform? Who has the platform for UP? We don't hear Mr. Bwaka talking about what there to benefit the people from Nimba County. Mr. Cummings went over there, continued to work with farmers, work with schools, work with hospitals. When was the last time UP went there? Oh, that monkey where Babu draw? My man, the poor Nimba County, the smart man. That monkey where Babu draw, they're not going to do it. Even, let me just put it in their face now. Even if we don't want President Weah, that UP, we should bring back to power. Until the Liberian people say, but for now, we must look for new people, new faces, new ideas. Somebody who is willing to pick up that phone call 3 o'clock in the morning. Mr. Bwaka willing to pick up the phone in the morning? No. When was the last time we saw Mr. Bwaka walking down the road? When was the last time he spoke to us to encourage us that there's better things will happen for Liberia? When was the last time? Liberian people, please.
So Mr. Bwaka's defense, to Vice President Joseph Yuma Bwaka's defense, he was just on Saturday and on Sunday calling himself Joseph from the Bible and connecting himself to Joseph. And I listened to the same message from Jeremiah Kuhn, wherein they were projecting him as the Joseph that came to rescue Liberia, and the same way how Joseph rescued Israel when they were in Egypt, or whatever not. But
you know,
he was on this weekend.
You know, we got a lot of false prophets, people who interpret the Bible the way they understand it. If you call yourself Joseph, that means maybe you're not in the country. Maybe you somewhere else. Mr. Bwaka been in Liberia throughout. When's the last time you saw Mr. Bwaka? When the last time he went to District 2 that he went to? Mr. Bwaka never stepped foot in District 2, where in Jacob he never went there. Bannersville, he never stepped there after the election. Then you call yourself Joseph? Joseph came from Egypt and went to Israel and went back to free his people. Mr. Bwaka sat on the rehab there, doing nothing, never went to Jacobtown, never did anything, and you call yourself Joseph? And then is that how you interpret the Bible? Joseph came, they sold Joseph as slave to Egypt. And guess what? Now, since he talked about the Bible, let me just give you a little thing. You know, when they were selling Joseph, Israel never thought about Joseph coming back to them. But you see, God can do things that will go back and help another person. All the way they took him as a slave. At the end of the day, he was the guy who went there. Now I can tell you that I can relate Mr. Cummings to the same Holy Bible. When the people of Israel were voting, when they were looking for the leader, they said Saul was the man. God said, Saul is not my choice, but majority of the people, Saul was a shy guy. When the people make him president and leader of Israel, when he started with the people, the first thing he went against the people who pushing through and started doing his own thing. But when God sent Samuel to the house of Jesse, he said, go there and anoint one of the sons. When he got there, he looked at all the boys. They said, yeah, when he looked at all the boys, God said no. So he asked Jesse, is there any other child here? He said, my man, there's some kind of boy, the boy on the camp there, nobody knew him on the field. He said, bring him. Nobody knew Alex Cummings. Today, people still saying they know Alex Cummings. Alex Cummings was sitting somewhere sad and working, doing everything to finish with his family. His children grew up. So the same way they went and brought David, God said yes, that the man there. He said, well, nobody know the man, and they anointed him. And guess what? When he went to his brothers on the field, when he carried the food, he said, you're sitting down here, that big man over there scaring you. The church said, you better shut him up. You can't fight that man. The same thing with Ernest Cummings when he went back to Liberia and said, we can change their country. They say, who are you to change this country? Man, go sit at one place, man. He said, we can change it. So I can relate it in a better way. So these people are fake Christian, my brother. They are fake Christian. They don't know nothing about the Bible. Call yourself Joseph.
And just to add, or just to clarify for those of you who are Christians, first of all, Joseph in the Bible was not a 78 years old man.
Thank you.
So that does not make any sense. Joseph was not an old man. God, in his own wisdom, could never have taken an old man to rescue people. God never operated that way. He didn't. Even when Samuel was much older, he still had to anoint somebody else to lead the country. But not only that, Joseph was never a crook. There's no crook in history about Joseph. Joseph was not a crook. Joseph was not a liar. Joseph never conspired with anybody. You know, Joseph was a straightforward man. As evidenced by that, even when Potiphar's wife wanted to mess with him, he refused to do it. Joseph never connived. Joseph never compromised anything. But we can't say that about, Joseph Human Boaga. We can say that. So let's be clear on that part. But let me ask you the last question, and we can bring Sekou in. And I will say again for the record, let nobody fool you. Joseph in the Bible was never an old man. When you read the scripture or how Joseph was described, the description of Joseph, it projected the image of a young, vibrant, brilliant, promising, good-looking young man. It never said an old man. So we can't equate Joseph in the Bible to Joseph Human Boaga. So let's not confuse our people. But let's move on to Lofa County. Just before
I want you guys to do that faster so we can take some calls from Liberia.
Sure.
We don't want to be running all the way to the end of the show and then before we go to the line. So after that we should go to Liberia.
I agree with you. So Mounir, let's try to make your answer as brief as possible. Joseph Human Boaga most recently lost in Lofa County. Lofa County went for him 2017. As evidenced by that, out of 15 counties that went into the second round, George Weah won 14. Joseph Human Boaga lost 14 and only won Lofa. However, we've seen the presence of PDC in Lofa hugely, whether you like it or not. Without only carrying development, Thomas Fala, Jefferson Koji, they've made a presence felt in Lofa. And that yielded to the result, as evidenced by that last year, Joseph Human Boaga lost in Lofa. My question to you is this. How does the CPP plan on winning Lofa County?
Okay, I'll be honest with you. When it comes to Lofa County, we're going to campaign in Lofa County very strategically. Winning Lofa County is not something we really put on our mind. We are fighting to do it, but we're going into area where we're going to campaign. We're not going to put too much because you see, the people from Lofa County, they vote in blocks. The good thing, Nimba is from Lofa County, so I don't think that Mr. Boaga can win Lofa County like 2017 easily. And then you got Jefferson Koji, you got Thomas Fala campaigning whether he will just go and take a ride. It's possible he could win, but all we're fighting to do in Lofa County to take chunk of the votes, because we know the Lofians will vote for Mr. Nimba, they will vote for Mr. Boaga, they will always vote for their own first before they give you the balanced vote. So at the same time, we got good Liberty Party people in our Lofa County, we got few ANC, but we're doing everything. We're not just going to put our resources. This election, you got to be strategic. I'm not going to be wasting all my time on Lofa County when I know the people of Lofa County, they vote in blocks. So Mr. Boaga is already in that race, and I'm not going to take it from him. He could win Lofa County with maybe 50%, or maybe they might share it in a way that nobody will get 50%, and everybody will get piece of the pie. But we are doing everything possible to, like Kola Home and other places, Home, we're going to carry people there to campaign. But Mr. Cummings will take a ride there. Mr. Cummings will not back down from any counties. We will campaign, but we're going to do it strategically, to be honest with you. So, but they're going to divide the vote. CDC is heavy there. Mr. Moniba there. They will not abandon their son. They will give him some of the vote. And also they will give Mr. Bwaka some of the vote.
Okay. So you are saying that Lofa County and Bong County and Nimba County, they are all up for grabs.
Up for grabs, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good to know. Thank you so much. Well, let's go to Melbourne. Melbourne, do you have some callers there for us as we're winding down here? Let's see if
maybe Melbourne gets something to say too. Maybe you get some questions.
Yeah, I like that. The gentleman, I'm not talking with Steve. And you come after your birthday, you just forget about your own bastard brother. No problem.
Okay, you open grown.
Yeah, you see that. So, General, let me say thanks to you for all that expose and so on. But I just want to ask you this question quickly before we go to the line. What are the strategies do you think that the CPP can use to win the election 100% in terms of campaigning?
It's campaigning door to door, the Jehovah's Witness star. That is what we're going to do. We're going to campaign. We'll touch everywhere. Just watch when they can. Look, we're going to be so vigilant. We're not going to take nothing for granted. We will go to places where you think nobody has been before. We will reach to everybody and touch them. We're going to spread ourselves out. We call it the spider. You know the spider technique? And I will tell you, we are prepared to challenge President Weah, maybe 65 cents to $1. I will be honest with you, because he the one got all the money. Because election is money. We need gasoline. We got to pay drivers. We got to pay people who going from door to door. It's not about paying for vote. But if anybody tell you say election and the people will vote freely, you on your own. But we are prepared to knock your door and give you the ask and tell you why Mr. Cummings is the man for this job and the most prepared guy for this job. So campaign. We got the 3M. Mobilization, money, mobilization, and messaging. That is the 3M we're dealing with.
So for there you have it. In fact, they have the 3M, mobilization, money, mobilization, and message. So keep your calls coming on 0770-203-125, again 0770-20-3125. And please just go straight to the point. You just listen to the general here. In fact, he's our guest for today. He's been speaking more about the CPP winning the election. Hello? Yeah, my brother, good evening. Your name and from where you join us?
Thank you very much. My name is Steve Patrick Kiwi from Southeastern District 4, Montserrado County. Let me say even to your honorees and even to the incoming president, Joseph Bwaka, I was just in district number 4 yesterday. I want to say thanks to the court district number 4 for welcoming the problem. Straight to the issue, I listened to our senior brother for the Great United States, and he talked about something that Joseph was not home there when he went to rescue for the that year for those that were Jesus Christ people or Jehovah people. So I want to tell you that can you tell us so that how was Joseph when you went to rescue the people? A second portion, as you said, there's coming election. Joseph Bwaka should go and say, and you have the money, you can spend the money. We don't want to use the public camp for common appearance that some of us. We are putting our present government and we don't want faster for Joseph Bwaka.
Okay, thank you. You have made all your point to this caller. Good evening. Yeah, my dear, your name? Okay, Chief, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to the general, but I'm a general, if you're not coming strong, you're not going to help you to get home. They're not going to hold on who's strong there. If you're not going to help
Hello. Hey, that's the point with some of you. Even your point, they may not even get your point clear. Even I will in studio, I don't even get your point. I don't know, you're making confusion or what? Nobody getting you. Hello?
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, my brother, we're great. Thank God your name and from where you join us.
I'm Pastor Quanto calling from Montserrado.
Okay, go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, I just want to tell a young man that tell the Nigerian people what you're going to do for them. They just forget about Bwaka. Tell the people, try to convince us what you're going to do for us. Just leave Bwaka alone, whether he is old, he's not doing this, It's not an embarrassing situation for coming to pass through Africa and get to a Bunga. Thank you.
Thank you for your participation and to this caller. Good evening.
Thank you. You see this session is open there?
Mama, what's your name? Hello? 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 All right. Say you don't want to. We're not making confusion. We have to disagree to agree. At the end of the day, people come first. Go ahead. Okay, Chief, go ahead.
Yeah, from all the analysis that my brother in the UN giving to us, that the politics of the world. Joseph Human Baka is the hardest and civil servant all employee, government employee willing to campaign for this type of money. We can never go anywhere into this country to win this election. We don't even win the civil servant, we don't worry about our judge, we are just rest.
Civil servant, I endorse people before they lose. So don't say we, say ah. Don't say we. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Neighbor, don't even argue with anybody. Don't even, just let them make their point and then you let them go.
Okay,
take
go
the
ahead.
Let them make their
Yes,
point.
maybe, yeah. We're getting you. The only thing is that you say we. I wanted you to use to say I. Because when you we, then I mean
It's okay.
you are representing. Yeah, but go ahead. Hello.
Hello, this is the people who are calling for Nimba in that Mabagri.
Okay, Chief, go ahead.
So the following to you. You people are attacking the opposition and CC, or you people are attacking the party. You people somehow just sitting down, we let to you people. And we all are opposition. I'm speaking for the background of the party and always Mobilization here for brother president. So I the problem now what they are pushing the JB on the star. We are coming together. They're pushing on the direction there. What's the problem?
All right. So to this caller, good evening.
Yes, we are here.
Yeah, my dear, your name and from where you join us?
My name is Isaac from Mobilization.
Okay, Asik. Go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, I want to listen to your studio girl. I say thank you for giving us rhetoric. You are not rhetoric. You want to mobilize for example, where this is not tangible. If this is not tangible, then you put it more on just more workers. The person that's supposed to be want to compete with the workers, I think that's just what we are. Example me, who knows example me? How many people example me? So I beg you, if you want to mobilize, that's very small.
All right, thank you. Thank you. You know, so good, I swear.
So Mabel,
Yes.
Mr. Kane, let me answer the question quick for the Joseph H. Quick. That I beg you, because somebody asked that question, I brought it up.
Go ahead.
When you read Genesis 41, even though I was in the back, I was listening to why I came back on. Genesis 41, read verses 46. Joseph was between the ages of 30 years old. So when you take out 30 from 78, that's 48 years old. So that means Joseph Boakai and Jeremiah Kun on Sunday lie about Joseph Boakai being able to rescue, comparing him to Joseph. It don't make any sense. That's what I wanted to say.
All right. So I want to say thank you to the listener. I want to say a big thank you to the General for appearing on SKTV today. I said it. I said it's going to be fiery. I know people are going to be reacting. A few things I wanted to add here. Somebody by the name of let me see her name. Like, I want to make sure I got her name clearly. Like I think Lucretia, she sent $50 this morning that she want to say happy birthday to Steve. That $50 came to SKTV and I didn't know who sent it, so she just called while I was on the break. She said she didn't want to send the money and she sent it specifically to say happy birthday to Steve. And somebody else sent money. They say they are supporting SKTV. They sent $38.38. They say No, they shouldn't call. I shouldn't call their name. But they are listening. They are watching. I want to say thank you to the donors. And again, the person that sent the $50, I want to say thank you for Steve. And the person that sent the $38 to for SKTV, we want to say thank you. We appreciate it. We appreciate everybody for contributing to SKTV. So going back to the conversation, you know, the reason why I said Melbourne, don't argue with them. We are not here to defend any party. If CP people get vexed, if you people then call, they should be calling too. You people will call, they will say anything they want to say because they are angry. They don't like this kind of coverage. They don't like any positive thing coming from the CPP. When you do that, they'll be jittery, they'll be angry, they'll be aggravated. At the end of the day, guess what? They'll be agitated, I meant to say. And then guess what they will do? They will come, they will vent their anger on the phone. So allow them to speak the way they want to speak. If CPP people mad, the people that show up to CPP event, they are human beings. They want to get, oh, come not going anywhere, come not going to win anything in that anger. The same right they got to vote, the same right the other opponent got to vote. The opponent that welcome commies in Lofa County with Charlie, they are human beings. The opponent that attend all the programs in Montserrado, they are human beings. The opponent in Harper, in Plebo, in Fishtown, they are human beings too. And ANC people and CDC and Liberty Party people, they got people then in every part of Liberia. They also listen to the show. As a matter of fact, SKTV, we have been accused of being CPP or ANC or Communist TV. So I expect if something is going on SKTV or even on Truth FM, I expect Communist people, Communist supporters, CPP supporters to be also glued to their radio and ready to call to make the case for that person. If they're not doing it, I mean, they're not there. People that call, that's their right to call. Anything they say, you have to listen to it because they took their time. They took their time to come here and listen, and they want to call, and they want people to hear their voices. So if it make people vex, it make people vex, let it call in. So don't call anybody off. Get a chance to speak. We are not here to defend commies. We are not here to defend nobody. We are not here to defend anybody. If coming people then, like call us. Let's say when we invite people here, they come here, we, ask the relevant questions. If they lie about something, we'll correct them. But callers they can call, it is not our job to correct them. It is the people, if they lie about something that we know, we can correct it, but we're not here to defend what, they will say about commies or Buckeye. Commis people is diverse. They in Labrador, let them put data in their own people then phone. The same way, hey, let me tell you something. Unity Party people, they are very good at propaganda. When the show come on, by the time we say the show coming start, they will put the number in all their chat room, on Messenger, on WhatsApp, they will tell their opponent to call. That's why every time we open the line for anything, you people call more than anybody on all the show because they are ready. So if they see people ready to, they will have their people then ready. Every time any show is on, they will go there, they will share the number in there with their people there to the people call and make the case for them. So it's not our job to tell people to argue with call them. So I want to say something about somebody, what his name here, someone like Jala. Jala, people be complaining about you insulting these ladies. You can't do that. Joma Jala. The last time you were doing it with Steve, I warn you, I say, we admire people coming to support SKTV. Not about money, but coming here to be here alone. Every time we come on to share the show, we value it, we respect everybody. Please, discuss the issue, don't insult. We don't want to block anybody. This time around, we block anybody, we're going to be there until the show, until the election finish. Yep. So we don't want to block anybody. Let's conduct ourselves as mature audience where we can have a conversation without being disrespectful to each other.
So we have 4 more minutes to go. Segu, we have 4 more minutes to go.
Yeah, I know. We're not taking no more calls in Liberia. I think we will take a few more calls here while we take on the radio. Let me take this question here. I think this is Prince. Prince, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Go ahead.
Well, you just what I wanted to say, but I'll just add on it. SKTV is not responsible for running campaign or defending any political party. Those people you see in Liberia calling, they are not unity partisan. Those people are people who support Joseph Baga because either he's from Lofa County and the other from Lofa County. Now the person of them support Joseph Baga on tribalism basis. But if these people can take their high-end money, they're passionate about what they're talking about. But if you are passionate about change and think electoral commission and CPP is the right way, just pick up your phone and call and defend and report to them. The other men calling, we the 717, we have this other days. What make you we?
Nothing.
Your friend ain't getting paid. Your friend ain't getting money. Your friend, how much asking their pay? Your friend on UP, you gotta know somebody before you get a job. They don't know we. But who are called to not Sekou going to come and asking questions and talk again? Let the CPP people call. Let the Zion community people call. Let them spend their money. You know, but I ain't giving them put their money for them to call. They are passionate. They want to see the Loma man in power. They want to see the Kissy man in power. So if you're talking about the Kissy man, they're hard-headed. They will kill you even if you call Joseph Pagani. The hard people don't even care for Labrador or care for an individual. So it's a good thing you made the case. Let's see CPP people call too.
Thank you. So yeah, somebody was asking to pin the number. Just pin the number. So, General, while we await people to call in from the diaspora, I think you listen to the callers from Liberia. You want to react to it?
Well, I just want to say thanks to the callers. I'm happy for this show because they are listening to me. That's why they call. And I came on the show purposely to speak to people who don't support Mr. Cummings. That is what I'm happy about. There's another guy who said it was shameful for Mr. Cummings to go through Ivory Coast and then come through Taboo or St. Petro. But I remember the last time.
That seemed to be on the
No.
The past government.
Thank you. The present government is supposed to fix the road. But I remember the last time Mr. Bwaka went to Lofa County. It took him 24 hours to reach to Lofa County. And when he was coming back, he went to Sierra Leone and he came back to Monrovia. So please be careful what you say. If you don't have information, don't speak. And another one, you say, while we continue to attack, we are not attacking. We only compare notes. I am saying it again, that Mr. Bwaka don't have what it takes to lead our country. And I can say another fair question or fair case here. I challenge the UP and I challenge Mr. Cummings to publish his medical report, and I want the UP standard bearer to publish his medical report, and I want President Weah to publish his medical report. We want if they are fit to be president, because that is a fair campaign right there. Publish it for us. Let us know how you stand, because we're not looking for people to say we just want to compensate you. I know you're going to hide your feelings again, but I'm talking to people who do support Mr. Cummings. I am not talking to ANC. I'm talking to independents. I know the independents heard me. So I'm happy that you call. It is your right to support Mr. Bwaka. You want to insult Mr. Cummings, it's up to you. But thank God you can't do it on the show. But you want to call Mr. Cummings' names, you can go on Facebook and do that. But all we're telling you, let us compare the records. You can't get your people throwing him. Like what Prince just said. I listened to the callers. All the names are related to Lofa County. You scaring me? No, you can't scare us. You can't scare us. All the names connected to Lofa County. That's your man. I agree. That's your right to do that. But I know at the end of the day, my message I gave you is resonating with you. That's why you're not feeling too good and you call. But I want to say thanks again.
Thank you so much, General. So we will take we're gonna go off the radio, but we're still gonna be here. We in the diaspora, we're still gonna be here, and the show will continue for at least for the 2 hours mark, and then we will call it a day. But let me take a few callers here in the diaspora. This person looks like Cyrus from Minnesota. I'm not too sure. Cyrus, are you there?
I'm always here, man.
How you doing, my brother?
I'm okay.
Yeah, welcome to SKTV as always.
Yeah, mean, you guys didn't monitor my birthday. See, Muslim, I said, how does
Nobody even told me anything about your birthday, man. How can you didn't tell me? You know, Moses will not do a birthday for himself. You should have told me. I was going to acknowledge it and even put your picture because you are one of the key players, you know, on this platform.
Yeah,
man, happy belated birthday, man. We didn't even know about it.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, listen to the general making a very good case on behalf of the candidate, and that's what we expect. The whole stuff about going back and forth. We just want to stick to the message. You got less than 5 months to go, so you want to be very strategic, the resources, the messaging, and everything. But I was there something. The last rally those people had in the Clarendon, I told you, say if you follow that rally sent a message, and if people are not going to sit on the side, you know, in Liberia, people are most likely to vote on tribal land than religious land.
Mm-hmm.
That's just why it is, whether you like it or not. That's just the fact. I told people the Southeastern region is going to be in play this time around. Because if Mr. Cummings is going to go to the Bassa people, the Bassa Bill, and select a challenge Brunskin. And if people are gravitating to challenge Brunskin, why would the Creole people, the third largest ethnic group in the whole country, sit there, this time, and skip their own son? It won't happen. So whether it's the Montserrado County, whether it's the River G, whether it's the Maryland, they are up for grabs once Cummings is in that race. And when you couple that with the Bassa Bill, it will be a whole different dynamic this election. You see, like you keep saying on the show, there are two things that drive the election: enthusiasm and momentum. The moment people start to figure out that Cummings is a legitimate contender, the rest of them will gravitate spontaneously. That's just how election goes. Our people are not going to vote on every critical issue. Yes, you can make the case, you can give the message, you can talk on some developmental priority, but at the end of the day, people will use their emotion over logic. And once they get a sense that the Liberian people are gravitating to what Cummings, trust me, it's a legitimate 3-horse race. And I keep telling people the negative sentiment on ground against this government. I won't be surprised if Georgia doesn't make it to the second round. I don't want to talk to Nostradamus. I don't want to be doing there is a strong possibility that Georgia might not make it into round number 2. So we're watching this thing, and the ANC, not the ANC, but the CPP folks, they got a shot in this thing. If Mr. Cummings can deploy, I tell people, Mr. Cummings is not going to win an election on popularity. He's not going to win on real recognition. But he's going to outsmart, he can out-campaign, he can out-strategize the guys and beat them to that election. And I'm seeing the momentum building already. Trust me, I tell people Charlie Brodsky would do better than her father. And she was the one that breathed a fresh air into the Cummings campaign. And it will resonate throughout the country. And Cummings will do way better than 2017. So the game just got started, and we will keep watching and monitoring for the silence. Thanks for the time, guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, so that is so correct. The election, the yo-yo just started. It's just getting started. But trust me, we expect more. Let's take the next caller here. Caller, what is your name? Where you calling from? 765 number. Last 4038. Caller, what is your name? Where you calling from? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, you're not paying attention to your phone. You're live on SKTV. Yeah.
Yes, this calling from Indiana.
You're from Indiana. Welcome to SKTV. Go ahead.
Yeah, the general said something that the United Party kind of like, canceling they are straight to Nimba County, which is true. They're not canceling it because of CBC. They are canceling it because there's a huge confusion between the United Party and the NBR in Nimba County right now. Power sharing of confusion is going on.
Wow.
United Party want to keep candidate in various districts, and UP want to say United Party want to keep candidates, and NBR want to keep candidates in various districts as well. And Nyatuayen, who is running against Frank Johnson, Nyatuayen, the people, gave a mandate to Nyatuayen to be on the ballot. And that negotiation not come to fruition yet. That's why United Party don't want to go. They don't just want to go. We're in the midst of all those confusion. So they want to settle all those confusion before they can get on ground. So these things is going on in that country. That's why they the negotiation between Yatoa and Prince Johnson as to who's going to appear on the ballot. Because Mayu Yatoa for Unity Party and Prince Johnson for NDRF. And the Bureau districts, they want to feed candidates. NDRF said that the Unity Party should not feed any candidates in the Bureau district. The Unity Party said they will feed candidates in those districts. So these are the confusion going on right now. They don't want to go in the midst of that confusion. That's why they kick you out, sorry. It's not about Unity Party, it's not about TDC.
Wow.
I just want to build up clarity.
Thank you so much. Thank you. But so why would UP, anyway, I'll take the next caller, but before I take the next caller, I just want to say this. Why would the UP try to force that they have to feed candidate in all those areas? We already got a vice presidential candidate.
But
So, I mean, why are they so greedy?
You remember Musa Bedete were on here and he said, Chairman Musa Bedete were on here and he said something, that these people have not even structured the entire thing, who will run where or whatever it is. He said it on the show. And I will have to agree with the brother that just called. That means, again, Joseph Yuma Bwaka and what's his name, Jeremiah Kun, deliberately lied to the Labrampo yesterday. They left it on Jowia because they were there lying. I got a tip, and we'll play the tip here on Thursday. I will send it to you. Jeremiah Kun lied that because President Jowia and CDC were going there, so they didn't want to follow them. They just wanted to make sure they go after Jowia, then leave from there. They don't want to be following them. That's also scam. Like yo coming yo.
Okay, let's take calls. We got a lot of callers, man. Let's take this call. Call out last 4 digit 1243. What is your name and where you calling from?
Thank you, Brother Sekou. This is Joseph Conto, and I'm calling from the nation's capital, Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. Joseph Conto, go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, issue of people, ANC or CTV people calling, Brother Sekou. We are campaigning, we are talking to people. I think I mentioned to you the other day that my mother has never been involved into politics, but from the day Charlie Bernstein was selected as the running mate for the CPP Senate bearer, my mother has been deeply involved. It will shock you to know that my mother has caused some, a lady who actually works in the Georgia-led government. I'm not going to call her name for her protection.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom had a conversation with her. It was shocking to know that the woman did not even know those that she worked with in her office. They all were supporting Mr. Cummings. Yeah. So she went to talk to them in secret about Mr. Cummings. They told her, "Oh, but you guys, you stupid. Don't you know that we're supporting Mr. Cummings and we're going to vote for her?" It was shocking to me. So too many people don't want to call. Just because people are not calling, it doesn't mean they don't support Mr. Cummings.
Yeah, but all the other people they are not working in government. There are a lot of common people, ordinary people, young people.
I understand that, but then let's look at the record. When Dillon was running, right?
Mm-hmm.
We never used to call the radio station to call in.
Yeah, but the people on the ground used to call. The people on the ground used to call.
Yeah, the physicians used to call more. They were the one that was calling all the time. And
Yeah.
in the end, they don't want by landslide, so as to speak. So some of us were sending small things for our people back home. Guess what? You use it to take care of the instead of using the bag, they have to call because they got to eat. Thank you so much for taking my call.
No problem. I understand. I understand your point. So let's go to the line here. The last 4 digits 0095 512 number.
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Alfred B. Thompson. I'm calling from Austin.
Alfred, yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Alfred B. Thompson is my name.
Go ahead, Alfred.
I'm from Austin, Texas. Okay. What I want to say is that the people who talking, saying a whole lot of things about comments, they're wasting their time. Because those are comments when they happen. The people you saw from Cleveland, they're for comments. They're also coming and not even going to happen yet. So all the
everything you see about coming, about Harper, is wasting your time. Everybody in Harper is for coming. My family, my children there, is really for coming. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The woman that always call from that place. Let's see here. Well, caller, what is your name and where you calling from?
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, this is Alfonso, and I call from New Jersey.
Alfonso from New Jersey. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to tell the general thank you for the show I've been following. And there is something I want to speak about Waka. You see, I know
Yes.
when a child lies, it means the child is afraid. And so we know that character to be in children when it comes to lying. But you see, an old man lying, you have to be very careful with such a person, because to be old and be lying about character, then I want to retrospect when Joseph Walker said they stole goats, that is squandered. So the person should be careful with this old man, because we don't know older people to see people that can lie. Lying is for children because they are afraid before they get beaten. But when you see an old man lying, that is something that we should be very careful. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Wow. Well, caller, what is your name and where you calling from? 973 number, last 4 DJ 6494. Hey.
From New Jersey.
T, go ahead.
You know why, right? Don't think because people now calling and say, oh, Mr. Conway. All the people you see that calling, they get their data to call. Now the data are community calling. And they know very well the software. You can hear the voice. The people that not data, they pay them to call, and they know the software deep down in their heart. Talking about you call. They just want to, people don't have to call. I just got off the phone. Somebody just sent me the voice registration card, and they sent me a picture of the ANC on place. I'm talking to people as well. Not because they're not calling in. They're giving the people data to call. But I ain't going nowhere. They can between Joey and Cummings. So don't think because people not calling, say, oh, Cummings. They're giving the people data.
Thank you. So we are not saying that we are not forcing community people to call. We are not forcing CP people to call. But we are saying they should not expect us to be the one to counter what the other callers going to say or what they're going to do. We expect if community people are not happy from what they are saying, if they're not happy about what they are hearing from other people, they should call in. That's what we said. But if they are not calling, they should not expect us. So I know Abraham from Norway been calling the same line with other people are on. I told you guys both numbers are on WhatsApp. If you are in the diaspora, anywhere around the world, you can call any of the number here we have on the screen from WhatsApp. So, but if you keep calling the same number while other people talking, I'm not going to cut them off. That's how, while people were on the phone, I received more than 10, 15 calls on the same phone while the other lines here with like nobody calling it. So if you are anywhere you want to, call and participate, all you need to do, if you call the other line, it doesn't go through, call the other one.
Sekou, let me say something.
Yeah.
Listen, what Mr. Conan is saying, and I'll be honest with people who supported Mr. Cummings, it's all campaign strategy. Yep. Call. You got to call if you have the time. If you want people to call and they cannot afford it, give them the $5 to call. I know some people do want to call. I see a lot of people on here making a very good comment, but I think it's good to call. We know they got a lot of silent voters, people who support Mr. Cummings. Y'all want to do this and that, but it's all part of it because it encourages the other people. The optics, it counts. I don't want to hear you talking these things. And also, please don't forget, you're watching this show here. I won't call your name. You even send 1 5 cent to the Hippo Cash app. But who do you want for this show to come on? Me, I'm telling you now. Because I won't come back here again. The man say, you're the ANC poll, you're in poll 1 cent there, you say you're supporting the general. But you can be cash having me, my own small thing. You're trying to send it on the side now. Please.
General, thank you. You know what? When Mr. Cummings is here or Mr. is here, they can be sending the small.
They can be sending it. Don't mind they won't pick and choose. They won't pick and choose.
Yeah.
Look, you said nothing. Gwen, what are you waiting for? I'm gonna call your name now. Gwen, what are you waiting for, man? You're making me to look bad. The man said when Belete was here, everybody gets something. I see none of y'all get small things said. Okay, the one you're sending to me, you're sending there too now. Because you know how I harass you.
You don't care about the general too much. Anyway, that wasn't the line here. And general is the front line man. General should be protected, right?
Yeah. They can be doing that. You gotta call and do everything.
So caller, what is your name and where you calling from? 401 number, last 4 digits, stage 213.
Yeah, Sekou, how are you? This is Mounir Keshen, Rhode Island.
How you doing, my brother?
General, trust me, we got you. Although SKTV is not the ANC platform, but listen, we are the biggest contributor to this program, to this platform. So anyway, we got you. We'll do what we usually do, all right?
Okay,
anyway,
okay.
To the point. Listen, one of the previous callers said this race is a three horses race, and that's the fact. Listen, I have in my possession right now a resignation letter written by some folks, prominent folks from the Bassa Belt, from the Bassa land, who supports President Weah. It just says in there, it's an auxiliary group called Grand Bassa for the re-election of President Weah 2023. Almost all the officials just turned in their resignation on the grounds that his decision to fight there's one guy in that county was not the right decision. So for those reasons, they are resigning and they will support ABC to the fullest. So again, the silent voters are in majority in Liberia, and those are people that we're talking to, and those are the people that will vote for Alex Cummings in these elections. Though tribalists who, when they hear Joe Bakani, they get in their feelings and call and say and spill those what I don't want to call on the platform. We're not going to go there with them. We are doing the work. Our people are listening. The messages are resonating with our people. This race right here is for us, and we will fight to see the end of this. Thank you. Mounir Keshen from Rhode Island.
Thank you so much, Mounir Keshen from Rhode Island. Let's go to the other line here. Definitely we'll go to the general. I think this one is the overseas call. I think this is Abraham from Norway. Abraham, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, bro. How are you?
I'm all right. You don't want to say today the general coming. I'm gonna play Cummings' new song now. I play the song, but we're not here. We haven't heard from you.
Yeah. That's why I'm calling.
Well,
You know, my calling can go to Liberia. When I'm ready, I will call to Liberia.
Okay, no problem. Go ahead.
I just wanted to prepare a general thing. I also have a power of general. They say you can't know your gun before the anything. There are some things with respect to the campaign strategies that do not need to be earlier. The last time I was just wondering, I don't hear from Foodie Herring, I don't hear from
Manipake Dumois.
Yeah. So all these people, they're working on a plan to not make noise. And so, Sekou is right. We need to take care of people to call to. Now, I want to respond to that fellow who said, why Mr. Cummings had to go by the way of Ivory Coast, whether he now simple things. I want you to understand that Mr. Cummings was never in the government. But his brother that he's supporting brother was the number two man in the municipal government that's taking power for 12 years. So a rule was done. But that Mr. Cummings wrote to be the rule. I want you to understand, since Mr. Cummings taking to Liberia the money that he has been spending, maybe he doesn't know. Mr. Cummings is also helping this years. He's doing that for the Liberian people. The last time I checked when Waka was in America 2 years ago, I told us that Waka was loading a container to bring them the supply. I don't know what happened to that container. Maybe they put it on a rescue ship that is in again. The container has not arrived. And so the level they convert in their own money. I want him to really try it down because they will get plenty of money to collect. I will speak our agent to the court to at least arrange for that fiscal land. The land that the government will sell from the utility party and want to buy it. So you must start collecting money because they told rent, the utility party has to pay the rent. And you should not forget, the last time when Black just with that, just we had to the whole world about the hospital bill he paid for Boakai. Poster who got that and collected money on his Facebook, Poster is not there anymore. So never say you're going to support Boakai, you're collecting money. I want you to stay ready. You know, there's plenty of things you're going to pay for. Not for getting Boakai a lot of money. They lend money that Boakai took. But that case that they took it from a community because Boakai running. But that case, I'm very sure it has to go back because we're going to
I want you to conclude, AB, if you can.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just wanted to tell the guy there.
All right, thank you so much. So I think this will be the last. So, General, while we were talking, after that comment, somebody sent $10. I want to say thank you to the person, but they want to be anonymous. $10. The person said, "Don't come on in." Thank you so much. We appreciate it. So let's go to the line here, and then from there go to the general. 609 number, last 4 digits 0311. I left for you to call any to people then.
Okay. My name is Miaka Vide Pida Tuma Yenge Stella Snellborough Erin. Let me say this. Our people, ANC people, CPP people, they are working people. Mr. Cummings is on one side working. Charlene is on the other side working. The rest of our people on ground, they are working in the trenches, like the general said, Jehovah Witness style, from door to door, from time to time. They do not have time to come be calling, to defend, to send or prove to people who don't know A from both from. They're all confused. The CPP people got everybody checking right now. Everybody screaming right now. Everybody trying to figure out. They're completely confused. So we don't spend our time calling. We're working. Mr. Collins is doing things the right way. For the first time in the history of the Republic of Liberia, there's situation going on that you've never seen before. You've never seen no stand-up bearer of any party, which they were not going from a true party in kind, that's going from place to place, from town to town, from county to county, to tell people about what he is going to do, what we are going to do come 2024. He is making his case. He is speaking on behalf of all Liberians, not just a group full of Liberians, not just a handful, not just a tribal group, for every Liberian. And he's laying it out. He's also telling us around the world, and particularly our people on ground, what's really lacking and how we can fix it. So what time do we have to come be calling to pen and proof with people who know their hair from their teeth? So we get that clear, get that out of the way. We're not going to call. Let them keep talking, calling, and talking, and get the information. Let them bring their own name. He said the people who don't lie, my grandma used to always say, well, you don't lie, you don't see.
Okay. Seku, don't let her go. Don't let her go. Miada.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, you one of my, I love you so much, but the time you take to call on the show, why you couldn't tell somebody to call from Liberia too?
Listen, but that's what I said. My Liberia people are on the ground and working.
No, what I'm trying to say, they want for people to call from Liberia. Now you calling here. So next time now I will charge you that send something and get your group there because you get plenty of people in our country there. Make sure they call. Make sure let your people call. And I want you to look at me call here because the people get local number to call.
They show we are government there. They don't need it data. But people say no data. The time they will take to be using their data money, they can be going somewhere to talk.
Put the data on their phone. Don't send the money to them. Put the data on their phone. When you send money to them, you know they're not buying data. What my piggy say, people, I can't look at 20 and buy data with you. I said, I'm going to go buy data. He brought father. Father, they say, 20 data, no.
So thank you, Omar. Thank you so much for your contribution. We appreciate it.
Let me finish before that general interrupt the general.
Okay.
Tell our general to be careful.
General, I got to be careful, Omar. Let Omar finish.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I want to thank the general. He's doing a fantastic job. And I'm glad that he's educating. We are not fighting, we're not forcing. We're educating people so that they will come to the reality. You do not go from ignorance to awareness. And go back to ignorance. This one is for the people that will eat America. My people, what live from Liberia need ignorance. You got to America to become aware. Then you're sitting down here and talking ignorance again. Yeah, that's it, man.
So, Omar, thank you. Thank you so much. So before I take the next call, or before I go to the general, I want to say this to you people. And this is going to be free consultation to you guys, to the CPP people. The people that are calling from Liberia, we know you got a lot of people. Anyway, General, before I even said that, somebody by the name of Anna Joyner sent $25 to say for the support of the general. So I want to make sure you're aware of that. The person said to support the general. So thank you so much. We appreciate it. Yeah, she sent $25 to SKTV. So yes, let me tell you something. I hope you're listening and you're listening well. You see, when people go on their platforms, so the whole country wants Joe Biden. The whole country wants, the country is resolved. We hear them saying that. Oh, you put your phone on, put your radio on. Everybody will call. They say Joe Biden, because that is the propaganda they are doing. And in campaigning, those propaganda, it builds momentum, it builds enthusiasm among people. They think, okay, a lot of people are gravitating towards this person. So, all the time you used to hear the Costa, the Stanley Witherspoon, all the people that saying, oh, the people are resolved. Oh, the people who said, Bishop Bakai, the people that Bakai. They said the country is resolved. They're not the country. They put data in 10 people phone to call in. When they call, they will say the country is resolved. And when you call, people say, oh, we go on the radio, we're not hearing anybody calling Bokomis. Everybody that Bakai. It's propaganda. And it's working in their favor. Joseph Bakai never work. He has not done anything. Bokomis is doing everything. But their people are very good with propaganda, so they can make it look like, even though Joseph Bakai is not campaigning, Joseph Bakai is winning. Yesterday, we're not doing anything. Momentum matter. Some people go by the wave. When you see where everybody play, they play everybody going, they say, you know, I don't want to waste my vote. let me go vote for somebody everybody wants. This is politics. If you just sit and say, oh, we don't have to let people talk, call. You have to call too. Encourage the opponent to call. It's important. It's campaigning. It's campaigning without saying I'm campaigning. So you got to encourage the opponent to call. We see other people that are talking say, the country is resolved. The country have decided. They're going to be just a black guy. They got no data to prove it. Nothing. And they are saying it because of the people that they can call. The things say, when they say that now, the people say, oh, the black people already make their decision. So I just want you guys to understand that this is not about starting voter business. If people are passionate about something, then not everybody at civil servant. We got 2.5 million people that register voters. Among them, there are now 200,000 people are working in government. Maybe you got 200,000 people, all the people that you working in government, they're not going to vote for commies. Some of them still going to vote for Jowea.
Yep. But
people then that can call and contribute to tell say, I'm supporting commies, I'm supporting commies, I'm supporting commies. If you get most of that, even commies himself, it will build confidence in him. He will be encouraged. Those who are spending their money to support community campaign, they will be encouraged. Say, oh, everything we are doing, Liberian people are listening and they are gravitating towards commies. When you say that, they say, we don't want to call, it will kill the momentum. It's important that you call. Yasini is the last caller, and then we'll go to the general. He will answer to respond to all the people there, and then we'll call it a day. Yasini, you're live.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rico, for the show, and thank you to Mounir for adding his voice and being part of the platform. We're looking for the premiere of his show in the morning on the air in Liberia film. Rico, you make sense. You're correct. Even in the most advanced democracy, which is America, when the tide is shifting, people start rethinking the decision. Am I making the right decision? Right? So you think about what country that have low information society, where a lot of people are asking us, but we don't know how to vote. When we are there calling in, we help the people make decisions. Okay, like you said, there are no data to say. All right, we can be. We really do want this change. We all have to work hard. It can't be few people calling every day. It can be the same voices. There are lot of us. There are plenty of us in the chat room in places, sharing among ourselves. If you are in the chat room with me, that means you and I already on the same. The likelihood that you and I are not on the same, we may not agree on other things. But we do agree that Alexander Cummings is the right man at this moment, at this junction. We see you are making a case for Liberia. I'm making a case for Liberia, but I also support Mr. Cummings. It's important that the people, our people also call. We want to hear from them. I know there are a lot of silent voters in Liberia, like Joseph Kinto called. Even when I was home, there were a lot of our family members that we were talking to. We were like, oh, we don't want people to come for us. But my God, we can't sit and be quiet. Then our people will say, oh, I won't vote tomorrow. They see people win, then they come for me. We got to encourage them to vote. They rightfully say. Just the Saturday conversation with Musa, with a lot of people calling, Musa said, I feel like some amount of weight has come off my shoulder that people heard my story. They said they're human beings. Mr. Cummings are human beings. Charlene are human beings. And Musa are human beings. These people that are running their human beings, just so they can get encouraged or discouraged. We have a responsibility to stand with them and stand up and speak up. Oseko, thank you. All right. Your points are excellent, and that is correct. We need to do our part while you all are doing your part in educating people. Thank you. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, General, we are about to leave now. So, I just want to ask something that people don't understand. Even in America here, the Republican Party, before you can even be allowed to stand under the debate stage, they need a certain number of people. They call it pooling. They need people that will answer, will respond, to say, yes, I'm for this person. they need certain number of people that will say they're going to vote for you, that they will support you before you can be qualified to make it, because they don't want to waste your time on somebody that nobody cared about. They don't want to waste their time on nobody. So the more people that call, it energizes the candidate themselves. It makes them feel important. It makes them feel like, okay, the people are supporting us. The people are with us. So hold on. I think somebody just did some donation. I want to make sure I get it before I can say it. Yeah, so General, somebody donated $100. Wow. The persons, I want to see whether they put any comment there. I want to make sure. The person's name is, I don't know, they didn't say don't come on, that's Zell. So there's no comment that say don't come on, so I'll call their name and tell them thank you. The person gave $100. That's the biggest donor of the day. So we appreciate it. The person's name is Henry Cooper. Henry Stowe, thank you so much for donating to SKTV. We appreciate it. So General, your people there, I think you made a lot of good points today, especially when it comes to making people to feel good about what's going on in Liberia. Hey man, I said this is last call. Somebody say calling again. Okay, let me take that one for the last. Caller, what is your name and where you calling from? I'm about to leave now. 562 number, last 4 DJ 4570. Are you there? Caller, are you there? 4570. 4570. Okay. Yeah, so General, I think that would do it for today. I want you to respond to some of the concerns, some of the questions, and then you can close. But I want to say thank you for coming. We'll be doing more of this, every time when you are, available, let me know. We'll bring you on.
Yep.
Keep the people updated, and you already have your show as well. But it's always good to sometimes come and speak to the people on a different platform, because not everybody that follow me will follow you. Not everybody that follow you will follow me.
Yep.
So it's always important, if you have a message to share, to go to other platforms, that so you can get to a lot of audience. But yes, indeed, it was great having you here, and I appreciate it. And those that have contributed, I want to say thank you to all of you. We appreciate it.
Okay, I want to say thanks and Sekou for the invite, and I appreciate I had a very good conversation. And also, I'm now on the True FM from Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 o'clock our time, which is 12 o'clock Liberian time. And we just started today. It was good.
In the morning?
In the morning, but it's 12 o'clock in Liberia. So 8 o'clock here.
That's
and
good.
To everyone who been listening, Sekou said it, and that's a free consultation. Guys, we need to support each other. If I'm on the platform, or Mr. Cummings, or whosoever online, you need to call. Let us put away this thing, whether we waste, we working, we doing that. We need, it's all part of campaign strategy. This is, look, I'm joking about it, but I'm getting fed up with it too. Even in the chat room, sometimes I don't watch the show.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to tell you if you're making that mistake. You don't watch the show, but you comment in my inbox. Why are you commenting in my inbox to tell me good show? But you're not commenting on the show. You're not even making a call. But you expect us to sacrifice ourselves. You want people to insult us every day, but you're not even standing up to say, oh, I'm watching the show. I support Mr. Cummings. That's all, even if you don't want to call your name. But I think if the people don't have it, look, UP and CDC, they are very good when it comes to propaganda. They will give that data out, and when they know there's a show that giving them a hard time, they will just tell other people, just continue to call and just bombard that individual. But for me, it's nothing. When they call loud like that, I know they listen to me. Because if no UP may call me, I will not feel good. If no CDC call me on Mr. Cummings, then I say, when I'm talking to Cummings people, I love to speak to the other side. Please, what Sekou is saying, that is the reality. In Liberia, I know there are people who support Mr. Cummings. I know very well. But let us stop taking ourselves as if you don't have money to call. But you can call the local one. Why you can't call the one in Liberia? Let the people hear you on radio. The radio goes faster. People True FM is very big. So I want to say thank you and thanks to everyone. And Mr. Connor, please, I don't want you to get mad at me because I believe that if there's anything they should pay for this, but the CPP will be having a convention on the 30th of June to the 2nd of July in Philadelphia. Mr. Cummings will be there. Everybody will be there. Come and let's join. But I'll put it on my platform. But maybe Sekou can talk about it because I sneak it into your box. So I think we need to pay to do such a thing. But I just want to, maybe you don't see it in your box, but I talked to Amanda on that. I believe that.
Let me say this. We were in conversation, or we are in conversation, but it has been a while. I never heard from them. We were asked to go and cover the program.
Okay.
And I even told them that if when we come to a term, we're not only going to cover the program, but we will bring you guys on to make a promotion about the program on SKTV. And we will be there. We will also make commercial about it every day. We will go there. There are a lot, you know how many people want to see me?
I know. And we talked about it yesterday. I brought it up. I said,
you know how many people too want to see, the general? There are a lot of people that, they have seen us, they have seen our faces on camera, but they want to have that acquaintance.
Yeah.
They want to know you. They want to at least just say hi to each other, shake hands with each other, take picture with you. I know, General, everywhere I go, so that I can have myself. Even when we have some big programming where people travel from out of state to come here, when I go there, people want to take picture with me. So when we say we're going to a program to cover the program, there are a lot of people that will even go just because they want to see me.
That's the fact.
They want to see Steve. They're going to want to see you.
That's the fact.
That's just the fact. So I think they are playing. They are being very slow, a little bit slow, and they need to really, little bit, wake up.
Yes, I talked to them yesterday, but let me say this again. You talk about people looking, and I think I will brag about it a little bit. I thought that a lot of people don't watch us until I went to Liberia. I was in Nimba County, and this kid was riding his bike. He don't run it for transport. And I just saw the guy coming to me, the general. I said, no, that's not me. He said, don't tell me that thing. He put on, he said, this is you. He said, I follow you. I went to do my ID card, my citizen ID card. This guy pointed finger. Then I told Sidiki, I said, the guy pointed to me. I said, I got to be careful here. So when I went to the other guy for the interview, the guy said, Mounir Keshen, this name here, the ANC general. I said, okay, say you finish talking to me. I said, yes, that's me. This guy keep running. I knew that's you. I knew it was you. Conversation open in the people ministry. I'm telling you, people watch us. People see us, and everywhere I went, one or two would try to recognize me and say, I know you from somewhere. I saw your face, but which is true. But I talked to them already. We talked about it yesterday. We got to advertise. And these things you're doing, I said, listen, you got to pay every month to pay for your software, especially if you want the best, that $40 to $59 and whatsoever, the internet, the time alone you spend. All these things is money. It's not easy. I can be honest with people, and I'm fair in my business. But hey, some of us who there for us, we sacrifice it. I can tell you the real truth.
And let's give it to the people. There are people that constantly contribute to SKTV. I must admit.
Yes, I agree. They do the same to me. Yeah.
There's some women on this platform, and some guy like Joseph Conto and some other guys. But if you have hundreds, thousands of people here supporting their, certain thing. And we SKTV, for example, you just announced yesterday, the followership of our platform now hit 400,000 on it. We are so proud of that. People that follow SKTV, people that like it already hit 40,000. People that click like on it. So when we come on, when we see 1,000 people on, we see 2,000 people on, we see 1,200, 700 people. At least out of that, it shouldn't be the same people every day. They too got to take care of, But when you say you're supporting somebody, or you're doing certain things, you're supporting our platform, regardless of which party you belong to. If you have your commercial, you want us to run it for you, let us know. You have your program, you have your business, you want us to, call people to, let us know. But it's important. So, General, thank you so much. We appreciate your time. And we'll see you again. You don't need to wait for us to invite you. If you want to come on anytime, just let us know. We'll bring you on.
I will. Yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you.
So we appreciate it.
I'm humble.
Thank you, my brother. Okay. All right. So, folks, now you're there. We'll see you again tomorrow. We'll be here every day, like we always say. We have tried to. We still try to do that. Yes, we'll try to be here all the time. We'll bring you all the information you need. Those that contributed, thank you. Those who have not contributed yet, we say thank you as well for being here. But we appreciate, we want every penny that we can get. We are supporting other people to back home to make sure that we bring you all the information that you need to know. Before, even after election, SKTV will be on. We are trying to expand our reach. We're already on radio, covering the entire country. But we want correspondents, reporters in every single county that will give you up-to-date information in real time so that you can be aware of what's going on in Liberia. Thank you for the support of SKTV, and we'll see you tomorrow. We love you. Always get it at the back of your mind that SKTV is here to stay. We are here for good.